Hey everyone, Navy Doc 5184 here. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Hope the new year is starting off really good for y'all. We are going to go ahead and start this year off hot. We're going to react to Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits, and this was live at Alchemy. I know that this was one that was suggested to me. I did really strongly consider whether I wanted to do this or not, since this is a song that I know. It was one of the few Dire Straits songs I already knew before starting to react to Dire Straits. But I figured that since this is a live performance, and I don't think I've seen a live performance of this song, and I've loved their live performances so much that I just figured, you know what, why not? Let's just go ahead and go for it. I'm sure I will really enjoy this because, as I said, I have enjoyed everything I've reacted to them so far. I know I pretty much have done only live performance reactions, but I just love their live performances so much, and it's hard to really pinpoint what it is that just makes them so enjoyable. I think the number one thing is just seeing how much everybody is having fun, not even just Mark doing his thing, but everybody up there having so much fun doing these songs, and that just makes it so much more enjoyable for me when I watch these. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this reaction. I will leave a link to the original video in the description below. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Song's barely started and look at all the energy they have.
Come on now. Men's blowing the casino fountain. Yeah, you feel alright when you hear the music. Yeah. Well, there is something inside where you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down.
Ooh. That guitar right there is solid.
Yeah, but the horns, they're blowing that sound, they're blowing way on down south. Way on down south. London.
I love the bass in this song too.
Guitar George, now he knows all them fancy cars.
Okay, so one of the things that's jumping off to me right off the bat, because I remember when I first heard the song, and even though I really liked it, there was something in me that I'm trying to really describe what it was that I was picturing in my head when I very first heard this song, in terms of, like sometimes you hear a song and it's not an artist you've seen or are really familiar with, and you kind of get this picture in your head of, how do they seem like they would be on stage or anything like that. And despite the fact that the song itself felt really fun, I kind of felt that the performance, like in my head initially, would be kind of dull. And right off the bat, seeing this, I'm going to preface by saying that I knew that there was definitely going to be energy with this, based off the other performances I've seen from them. So I've already learned that, my assumption was wrong. But had this been the first live performance of Dire Straits I saw, just seeing how energetic everybody was just straight from the get-go, it's just amazing just how so wrong someone can be when they come up with these ideas in their head of, what would it be like to watch these people live, especially even though the song itself has energy, it's just his voice. Initially I thought it was just like, hey, he sounds like he'd be kind of dull, but he is far from it. And actually, even as I've started listening to him more, it's like I kind of question, like, why did I ever really think his voice was dull? Yeah, it's probably not like the normal rock voice that you're used to hearing, but he infuses so much with it. And I think what really kind of grew me on it is as I got older, I started to appreciate where if you heard someone singing, you're like, oh, that's who that is. Like you may not even remember exactly the name of the band or the person, but it's like you hear the voice and you can distinct. It's like you know that this isn't anybody else. You know it's this person, and that's something that I've really started to grow to appreciate is when people have their own voice that can distinct them from everybody else. And that's one of the things that I really got more and more and more as I started doing these. And oh boy, I'm already this pumped, and we haven't even gotten to his guitar solo yet. Have I mentioned how much I love the bass in this song? Ooh, that is some solid guitar playing from that guy. That's another thing I'm going to bring up later.
With the Sultans, yeah, with the Sultans of Swing.
Get it, my guy. Get it. Oh, that's a beautiful scene right there.
Their baggies and their best King's Row. Don't give a damn about any trumpet playing man, 'cause it ain't what they call it rock and roll. The Sultans, oh yeah, the Sultans play Creole.
Okay, I have to say it before I lose it. I'm getting so engrossed in the song, but I really gotta say this before I lose the thought. And it was something that I said I was gonna hit on later, but I don't know how much is gonna stay in my head because I have a feeling Mark's gonna blow me away in a minute. But I just really want to give this band, and I mean everybody in here, you know, the other guitar player, the bass player, the drummer, everybody involved in this. I just want to take a moment and give them their flowers because as much as I talk about how much I love Mark's guitar playing, everybody else on here is just so enjoyable to watch and they're so good at what they do. And it's just that is just such a beautiful mix, and then seeing them interact with each other, it's just such a beautiful thing to see. And that's one of the reasons why I love watching these live performances, because it just adds, I guess you could say, a feeling of joy and happiness in a way, at least for me. Just seeing them have so much fun, it just makes it so much better for me. I don't know if you all get the same feeling, but I know for me, when I see like even just small little interactions like that, oh man, it just it just warms me so much to see it.
The Sultans play Creole.
I have a feeling Mark's about to get it soon. So everybody's getting it right now. There we go. Get it, my guy. Crowd's always fun to watch too. Uh-oh. I'll say, what are they about to do to us? Maybe more of a preview of what's coming up. Ooh, that was nice.
Sultans. If you're the Sultans of Swing.
That was a great shot right there. Seeing everybody in the group. And no one was still. My goodness, man. Jeez. Yo, that is sick. Oh my goodness, listen to that. Look at him! This might be my new favorite guitar solo for Dire Straits. Not even lying. Okay, I as I just said, this might officially be my new favorite guitar solo that I've seen in Dire Straits performances. That was sick. I mean, good lord. And you know what actually even made that even more fun for me is when they did some shots of the drummer and I don't know if this was just me and my mind just playing, with me in terms of what I was seeing. But if I didn't know any better, I would almost think that he was trying to drum along with Mark's strumming pattern. I don't know if that's what's actually going on or if that's what my mind was making me see, but just something about that visual and something about the idea that you got the drummer trying to do his drum patterns to match with Mark's strum patterns. It's just so cool to me because it kind of reinforces the thought that I've had in other performances where everybody works more together, where Mark isn't trying to take any shine or anything like that, even though a lot of people kind of gravitate towards the main guitar player anyways. And honestly, the way he was doing that solo certainly warrants all of your attention. But the fact that in a way, the fact that he was more working with the other members of the group with that, and like every other instrument involved, like really had a piece in that. I think that's why I love his guitar solo so much, because in a way, even though yes, it is a guitar solo, by the actual definition of it, at the same time, it really feels more like and I don't know what the proper word for it is, but the idea that really everybody else in the group is involved with it, it just makes it so much better, because I love when the whole group gets involved and it's just not the shine on one person. Even though, yes, it is very easy to get lost in that solo, but then when I see everybody else working with him on that, and Mark, working with everybody else on that, it's just such a beautiful thing to see, because I love seeing groups being so cohesive, especially when it could easily be, the one person clearly taking all the spotlight and taking all the shine. And Mark does not do that. He shares it with everybody, and everybody gets their moment, and they take their moment. That's the whole thing about it. It's one thing to be given your moment. It's another thing to make sure that you take advantage of that moment, and they take advantage of it. That is for freaking sure. That lighting is fantastic too. I love what they do with their lighting. I think we kind of need to thank them for giving us a little breather though after that solo. That man is in it, isn't he? You can tell how much he loves it. Playing like that, being left-handed too, is even more impressive. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, they let you know. Time to pick it back up. I love how the lighting changed with the mood too. Yes. Get it, my guys. Oh my goodness, look at them! How can this not put a smile on your face? Goodness, dude. I tell him to chill, but I don't think I want him to. Oh no, is that the end? Oh, that's not fair. Oh, that is so not fair. I would have gladly gone for a few more minutes of this. I think they could have too. Okay. I see you, Mark. I see you. Nice. Well done. Alrighty, y'all. That was Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits live at Alchemy, and it was just as amazing as I expected it to be. And as I said before, probably my favorite solo that I've seen. I would not be surprised if I come up to something in the future that will, replace that. Would not surprise me whatsoever. But that was such a fun solo. The song, the performance in itself as an entirety was fun. And again, for me, it's just seeing just how much fun everybody was having, seeing everybody interacting with each other, and just like the small little things like that just always do it for me. I mean, everything sounded great. I loved how they did the lighting with everything, especially when, near that, finishing solo, when everything was kind of slowing down a little bit, then, the lights went, a little darker, like they had like that blue in there, and, it was just kind of like a, what's the word I'm looking for, is, I don't know, soothing, but definitely recovering. I would definitely say giving you a chance to recover before they hit off with that strong finish. But when you saw them really start to kind of pick up their own movements, and you saw the lights get brighter, more yellow, it's like, okay, we know what's coming. It's time to get ready to get back to getting pumped up. And they do that so well. It's amazing how they do that. And I do love the fact that it's like they do so much energy, but then they give like a couple minutes where it's like, okay, take some time to cover, and then we're going to take it home strong. That is such a cool thing for me to see them doing. And I actually really appreciate that, because there's so many artists, especially nowadays, where they're just so focused on everything being so flashy and fast paced. And I don't necessarily blame the artist, because I think that's more the consumer, that's more what they want now. Whereas something like this, even though it's such a great performance, I think that slow moment that I really appreciated, like the recovery time, as I like to call it, I think people nowadays, that would really turn them off if somebody did something like that, because I don't feel like it slowed the pace down at all, but I feel like people nowadays that would feel like it would slow it down. So it's one of those things where it's like, I hate the idea that that's, so many artists nowadays focus on keeping everything so fast paced and flashy. But I never really blame the artists, because they have to go by what is it that the people want to see? What is it that bring in the people? What is it, because really in the end of the day, you do, as much as it, I hate to admit this, you do kind of have to, I guess you could say, pander to the audience in a way. What does the audience want to see? They want to see flashy stuff. And I'll even tell you, like I think about like even Super Bowl halftime shows. Like my favorite one is like Michael Jackson. Prince is probably a close second. But I really love the U2 halftime show, because they had the 9/11 tribute on that. That was just, just a few months after 9/11. And I would say that in terms of flashiness and showmanship, definitely not one of the highlights, but I think because of the theme of it, that still ranks among a lot of people's top halftime shows. But the one example I want to go to is Paul McCartney, because anybody who has watched any of my previous videos, I know that there have been plenty of times where I've mentioned that the Beatles are my all-time favorite music group. So I automatically absolutely loved Paul McCartney's halftime show. But I will say this, if you're going to ask me which one was the best show, he probably wouldn't even rank in my top 10. And it has nothing to do with the quality of the performance. It's the idea of show. Because the halftime show, what a lot of people want is they want a show. They don't want a great performance. Yes, I mean, obviously they do want a great performance, but a great performance without a great show, I think really kind of hurts it. Because, I mean, you think about someone like Katy Perry. She's not one of my favorite artists. I don't even know if I really thoroughly enjoyed her show, but if you were to ask me, if I was to book a halftime show and you gave me the two options of Paul McCartney or Katy Perry, I'm choosing Katy Perry, because I know that she'll put on a more flashy show. And with something like the Super Bowl, that's really what you want to kind of pander to. As much as I hate to do that, now if you're going to ask me who would I pick, and it was solely based on who I think would give the better performance, Paul McCartney, hands down, I would choose. But if you're going to ask me who I think is going to give, the better show that's more pleasing to the eye, Katy Perry wins. And I think, again, that's just where the audience today has gone. But I mean, performances like I'm mentioning Paul McCartney, but I throw in Dire Straits here, and how much I love these performances. It's because I love the little things that most people don't do today, and that's probably just more my age. But I went on a rant that I did not completely intend to for this, so I apologize for that. And I think all that being said, I'm just gonna go back and saying that this was such an amazing performance. I really enjoyed it. I loved every bit of it, and I can't wait to get to my next one. So I will just thank you guys for stopping by and checking this out. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I definitely enjoyed watching this. If you did enjoy this, make sure you hit the like button and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you are subscribed, feel free to hit the notification bell. That way, anytime a new reaction gets uploaded, you'll get notified for that. And then also feel free to check out my membership page. You can hit the join button and see some of the perks that are involved with that. Some of the things that you'll get will be ad-free versions of these reactions. You'll get early access to these reactions, and I'm also starting to roll out more member exclusive reactions where I'll be doing some special reactions that are just going to be exclusive to members. And as we get more members in, we'll be able to get some more specific exclusive videos for y'all. But either which way, thank you all for stopping by. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I will catch y'all down the road.